To truly understand the depth of what you're about to hear, we ask you, watch this video in full, absorb the knowledge, and afterwards go and do your own research. Because what you're about to discover is more than just a word. It's a key to unlocking a forgotten legacy of the ancient people of Southern Africa. Let's begin. The word Nguni, for many in Southern Africa, immediately brings to mind familiar names. The Zulu, Xhosa, Swati, Mpondo, and Ndebele. These are the widely recognized Nguni groups of today. But what most people, especially newer generations and even some historians, might not know is that the term Nguni is far more ancient than we have been taught. It did not originally belong to one or two tribes. It was once a unifying name, spoken across vast regions among many Bantu peoples. Today in South Africa, we often divide our ethnic groups. The Sotho, Tswana, Pedi, Tsonga, and Venda are often seen as distinct from Nguni. Yet, in ancient times, many of these groups also bore the identity of Nguni, a title rooted in divine symbolism. So where does this term come from? The word Nguni is believed to have its roots in the Swahili word Mbinguni, meaning of the sky, with Mbinga meaning sky or heaven. From Mbinguni came names and clans we know today. Mbinguni, Bengu, Mfengu, whose root forms mirror Mbingu. In Bantu languages, the letters B, V, and F are often interchangeable. You also find names like Mzolweni, Zulu, Madango, Mkatini, Kati, and Makatini, all referring to celestial or heavenly origins. Even the name Nguni carries this divine echo. But how did entire nations come to be called people of the sky? For this, we must go back to the 5th century, to a powerful kingdom known as Mapungubwe, meaning falcon or eagle king. It was here that the Bantu and Batwa peoples ruled a golden age. Their kings were known as Shiriadenga, meaning birds of the sky. The title marked them as divine rulers, Mbinguni, those from the heavens. Over time, their people adopted the name amaNguni, the people of the sky. This is no mere myth. Historical records confirm that the people of Mapungubwe were known as the amaNgona, and sometimes as the amaMbezi, meaning people of the Great Pool. Their lineage traces back to the Hungwe people, also called the Falcon tribe. It is this falcon, the great bird of the sky, that gave rise to the sacred title Shiriadenga. The Hungwe were said to descend from a legendary ancestor, Ziviguru, a name meaning Great Pool. Many modern South African clans still trace their origins to this figure. You will hear names like Sizibakulu, today known as Sibakulu, Chibi, Mthambani Manzi, and Mlambo, all echoing the memory of Ziviguru. Oral history and early records tell us that Ziviguru led the Hungwe people from the lake regions of Central Africa to the southern lands around the Zambezi River. But even before that journey, they lived in ancient Nubia, between the White Nile and the Blue Nile, in present-day Sudan. They were called Goba and still known as the Ngona, the people of the sky. They were also called Isha, meaning king, and Shewe, likely a word for sun. In southern Bantu dialects, the sun is often called Shua. These were people of the sun, the descendants of Shiri, the bird, as in falcon or eagle, a title referencing their great ancestor Musiri, known traditionally as Mizraim, the father of the ancient Egyptians. From these celestial people came the Kalanga, meaning people of the sun, and from the Kalanga, the Tswana people were born. The Tswana later gave rise to the Sotho, Pedi, Koloko, and Tlokwi peoples. The Tloko, known as the Wildcat people, were the ancestors of the modern Nguni nations. One of their most prominent leaders was Swati, also known as Ngwati, or Ngone too. He is the same person known to many as Mbinguni, the progenitor of the widely known Nguni groups, Swati, Xhosa, Zulu, Mpondo, Baka, and Ndebele. The Ndebele remember Mbinguni by another name, Musi. Swati was the son of Tabune, also called Madabene, who founded the Tagwa kingdom, known in other traditions as Ntungwa or Tonga Kingdom. Madabene was a prince of the Great Zimbabwe kingdom, which itself was a continuation of the civilization that once flourished in Mapungubwe. These people were the Kalanga, the sun worshippers. So, when we speak of Nguni, we are not merely referring to a few tribes. We are speaking of an ancient identity that once united many nations under the same divine sky, a sacred title carried by kings, preserved in surnames, echoed in praised names, and embedded in the oral traditions of people across southern Africa. Even today, in Zambia, echoes of this history remain. The king of the Balanja people is still called Mukuni, a title that connects directly to Nguni. The story of Nguni is not just about language or lineage. It is about memory, migration, and majesty. It is a reminder that our names carry history, and our roots stretch deeper than we often realize. So, we encourage you, don't stop here. Trace the names, seek the stories, and uncover the soils that gave birth to the nations of Southern Africa. Because to know who we are, we must first remember where we come from. Subscribe for more forgotten African truths. Until next time, stay curious and stay connected.